signed that all with a different name. Change this initial, change that initial.
I signed up my friends, and every time you signed up a friend, you get 3 more CDs. So I signed up like 10 friends, and I just had so many CDs coming out. Like, yeah, this is great.
And you'd get a CD, and it'd be like, okay, there's only one good song on this, but back then there was no.
Back then they were all good songs to me, you know. Like, this is amazing.
I discovered some of that like almost 10 years too late, because I went into college radio probably in 2000, so I didn't expose a lot of that. So I guess you were in the same idea, you know, you got 10 years too late.
I was like, how old was I in 94, like 7 or so, or when Nirvana came out in 90, 91, 92, I was like 4 years old or 5 years old. I was like young, I didn't know.
Well, it's funny, when we were in...
Like, I missed it.
Yeah, well, when I was in middle school, like right after we started the band, like, we grew up on like more 70s and classic rock, and then when all of our friends were listening to the Backstreet Boys and everything, we discovered Cinderella and Van Halen. So
yeah, 80s.
Yeah, so we so it was, we've always been like kind of 10 years too late. And then like I only really grabbed on to like Nirvana and a lot of 90s stuff, you know, after Kurt had already died, and I never really got to see any of that stuff, so it's interesting. But yeah, it's great. It's great because all of every place that we come from, I don't know, it makes our music diverse and fun, and everybody brings something different to the table. Josh is classically trained; he can play piano and read music and all that crap.
Shows off.
Show off.
Crap.
And yeah, so he's kind of the super glue that holds that together. We'll be just like, what is this? What is this, Josh? Oh, that's a money song.
He's the one we go to. Oh yeah. It's the Fibonacci
sequence
backwards.
I'm real condescending about it. Like, yes.
That's all it is.
Dumb Inish fit.
Duh.
You dumb.
Suspended. So what was the original writing process like whenever you guys first got together and started gelling, compared to what it was like, for example, this last album or the new album?
It's always developing. There's so many different ways to write songs. I think when we all first got together, it was more or less, it would start with me, and you know, I would have an idea on my 4-track tape, basic structure of a song, melody, lyrics, and then bring it to the guys, and they kind of help raise it up, you know.
Add our flavor.
Add all their different flavors to it, and it's gotten so diverse and crazy over the years, because sometimes the song will start with a drum groove, you know, and then they'll just start humming a melody over it.
Yeah, every song usually starts with the drums.
Riffs or bass lines. Everybody,
write the song.
Everybody brings stuff to the table, and we did everything. For this record, I mean, we had such an arsenal of songs. I think the actual number was like 428 something. And it all came from different areas. Garage band, 4-track tapes, bass lines, guitar riffs. We wrote new songs. We co-wrote. You know, I mean, we did so many different things. And then the narrowing down process starts, and we went through many, many lists of 15 songs to come to the final list on this record. But so it was really crazy, but it's I don't know, we're so proud of it that everything, just toiling and everything we had to go through was so worth it. So
it's so very diverse, I think. Personally, I listened to it the first time coming over here. Since they emailed me the CD, this is totally new to me. I've never really had to deal with that. Island does that, but as I told your publicist, what it is,
all high tech.
They do everything through technology. They signed me up for this account. They're like, here's your password. You just press the burn button. You can burn it to CD. It's apparently high quality and all this and that. And she told me this originally. I wanted a CD. I'm like, well, Island does the same thing. I just wait and they send me a CD. But then I tried this. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Then I put it on my iPod and I listened to it on the way over here. Of course, you know, you're starting off with the rock, and then it kind of starts going into what I would say more of a poppy feel, and then more like of a jazzy feel, and it just kind of hits you from several different directions.
Yeah,
It's cool. Thanks.
It's
not a problem.
Our record is definitely diverse, and I think, like I said, it comes from just the songs coming from so many different places, and somehow we created kind of this common theme in it, and like we chose the songs really well. But yeah, and then some of the songs are older. Some of the songs on the record, like Poison. The start of that song was like is 6 years old. So is It's Not You, and so you get old, new, and I think we just tried to make everything good and everything different from one another, because one thing we didn't want to have happen is just the record be like the same song over and over again, and so I think it came out great. I'm still not sick of it, so which is saying a lot actually, because usually we're our biggest critics and we're very picky, and we get like, okay, there's only so much of your own voice and your own song that you can listen to, but we're still not sick of it.
Yeah, we've been hashing the songs down for quite a while. Prior to the studio, so it's pretty cool that it's really nice that we're not sick of it.
It's cool to have an album that gets you excited. I think we've always been attracted to records that have like a lot of songs that have a lot of diversity. Songs so it's not like a record of the same song. Yeah. Like a record that has like I think like for example let's say Tom Petty. Tom Petty, Wildflowers would probably be one. Like where it's just like that's the kind of record that we wanted to make. Something that has like a lot of diversity. And I think the first song that came out where we kind of started seeing the light, where we might actually be able to make a really kick-ass album, was when we wrote the song "What Were You Expecting," when it all came together, and we're just we figured out kind of what the theme was that we wanted to make the record, because we wanted it to be diverse, but at the same time have it all one theme and all one complete thought. Like the whole record is like
you want it to tell a story, but you don't want to be you don't want to write the rock opera yet, so we tried to straddle the line.
Well, I don't think you could have chosen a better single, to be honest.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, that's so funny. It really is, like, just hearing that, especially like today is Mother's Day, and I'm standing up there singing "I Get Off on You, Getting Off on Me" to all the mothers out there. It was just so funny. It's great to see the response of it too, because guys and girls take it differently. I've noticed. Guys take it in the obvious sense. It's like, that's about sex. Woo! And all right, chicks, dude. And girls are taking it more from an empowerment standpoint. So it's really neat to see how people see us, and that's something. And we're also getting it from all angles now, because we've been primarily a live band forever, and so anybody who would have a CD or something of ours probably went to one of our live shows. But we're getting people coming to our shows that have heard it on the radio, or they got our record, in the stores or on our site, and are seeing our live show for the first time and having everything. You can see it all kind of coming together in their heads, and it's really exciting. It really is. One of the greatest things that's happened to me recently is you get all these little girls coming up and they say, "Oh, I started playing guitar. I really identify with your record." It means a lot to me, because when I was starting out, I mean, like I said, we listened to a lot, but there was never one definitive one person that I was like, that's me. I want to be just like that, because my idol. So it's funny to have little girls come up to you and say, "Oh, I identify with everything on this record. I want to be like you." It's almost like you're finally finding your people. Like I'm finally finding all of these girls that my army, my minions, and it's really neat to like see people that think the same way you do, and they can take something away from what you're putting out.
Honestly, from a marketing perspective, with just that song, I already visualize a T-shirt that could sell like that.
Oh,
just by the lyrics.